Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, November 6th.
One of the easiest ways to simplify is to keep time stable throughout the year.
Once again, we turned back the clocks over the weekend, but was it really necessary? Amy Cherry has our top story.
We lead chaotic lives, and Sheldon Jacobson, professor of computer science at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, says changing the clocks twice a year is only adding to the chaos.
We live in a world where people work remotely more, across different time zones. Time has become, in some sense, very, very fungible. And as a result of that, maybe it's time that we, in fact, end the clock changes and do something sensible. And what I've proposed is that instead of worrying about the 1 hour shift twice a year, let's split the difference, 30 minutes, and that means standard time and daylight saving time both go away. We find something else which we'll call a stable time, and we will adopt it for 12 months a year.
In a recent editorial published in the Chicago Tribune, Jacobson is advocating we say goodbye to daylight saving time. But it could be a tough sell. There are at least two sides to the issue.
Medical people say we should go with standard time because of our circadian rhythms, the way we react to light. On the other hand, politicians seem to be leaning towards daylight saving time, and they keep pushing it so that we have more of the year at daylight saving time. There's a bill right now proposed in the Senate by Marco Rubio. We now have around 8 months of daylight saving time. The fact is, we're going to keep everybody unhappy if we compromise, but let's do it in a sensible way. 30 minutes between the two. Let's do something that simplifies, not makes it more chaotic.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
It was a dark month going through that debacle.
That's Congressman Mike Waltz, who's relieved the House has finally selected a speaker in Republican Rep. Mike Johnson of Louisiana. Waltz, who represents Florida's 6th congressional district, which includes Flagler County, and is the first Green Beret to be elected to Congress, says he sat next to Johnson on the Armed Services Committee.
He understands the threats that face this nation right now from abroad, but then he's also on judiciary and on the weaponization of the federal government, and he understands those internal threats as well. So I think he's just a fantastic person. He's here for the right reasons. He's a man of faith and family, and I think he's going to do a great job.
Waltz says Johnson is in for a wild ride.
He's got a tough job ahead of him. Ideologically, we're fighting on three fronts: House Democrats, Senate Democrats, and the entire administration. So it's a brutally tough job.
From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
The Great Pumpkin Compost event was a rousing success in Palm Coast.
The city of Palm Coast proudly hosted the inaugural Great Pumpkin Compost event on November 1st, resulting in the collection of 52 pumpkins while also helping the environment. Patrick Apollonia is the multimedia associate for the city of Palm Coast.
The Great Pumpkin Compost was a first-time event for the city of Palm Coast that encouraged our residents to discard their pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns to be used for compost as opposed to simply being thrown away. Pumpkins that are disposed of with other waste often take up space in a landfill since they can't break down the way they would naturally if they're in a garbage bag or container.
Partnering with Barton Beef Cattle Ranch, the collected pumpkins will feed livestock and create compost, contributing to local agricultural sustainability efforts. The collaboration aims to harness the pumpkin's natural nutrients, such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, to benefit the soil and promote new plant growth. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
What is Flagler County CORE?
CORE stands for Coordinated Opioid Recovery, and Jeanette Simmons is the program's coordinator. She said on a recent episode of Flagler Health Matters that there are 12 counties that have CORE programs and that Flagler County needed to be part of it.
Last summer, we learned that Flagler County was selected to receive funding to start the Coordinated Opioid Recovery Program. And the reason we were selected is because we had the 8th highest overdose rate per capita, and this is from 2020.
Simmons said that in Florida last year, there were more than 4,000 fatal overdoses. Flagler Health Matters is on WNZF Saturday mornings at 11:30, and it's on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, Jeanette Simmons talks about her team at CORE. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
The Matanzas Pirates ended their regular season Friday with their 4th win in 5 games, shutting out Winter Springs 33-0. Then they played the waiting game. The FHSAA announced the playoff brackets yesterday morning.
Number 2 seed Lincoln Tallahassee, they're going to be playing the number 7 seed Matanzas Pirates! Congratulations! You guys have made the playoffs!
That was Rich Carroll on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel exclusive high school selection show. Coach Matt Forrest joined us as well.
The three greatest words and phrase in sports is survive and advance, and we have the opportunity to do that this week against a tough Lincoln team, so we're excited to be in the dance.
If you missed it, you can watch the full show, including that interview, on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. The Pirates head to Tallahassee Friday. Rich and I will be on the air at 7 with a special pregame show, followed by the game at 7:30. Listen on WNZF and the Flagler Radio app. Watch on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. The FPC Bulldogs season came to an end Friday night. They played DeLand. DeLand struck first when TJ Moore hit Javon Ross for a 30-yard touchdown. Ross added the conversion, putting DeLand up 8-0 after 1. On the first play of the second.
And stepping up to the microphone with the play-by-play, Mike Licio.
Well, you know what that means, Flagler County. I'm on the mic. It's Flagler County touchdown time. To give up the middle to Mitchell. He has a big hole. Right up the middle. Just like the kid called it. Marcus Mitchell. 38 yards. Flagler County, Football County, touchdown time. It's 8-6.
You can't make it up.
The PAT made it 8-7 DeLand. Mitchell had 149 yards on the night to pass his late father on the FPC rushing list. Ross then took a short run into the end zone and converted it again to make it 16-7. Later in the quarter, DeLand quarterback TJ Moore hit LaDamian Bletcher on a wheel route for a 32-yard touchdown. FPC had 4th and 9 on the ensuing possession. Ball spotted on the 27-yard line. 42 seconds to go. FPC trails 23-7. Kaden Gonzalez, 5 wide receivers, looking downfield, steps up in the pocket, fires, complete, over the middle, Cody Newton, touchdown Bulldogs! Ross returned the kick to midfield for DeLand. On the next play, quarterback TJ Moore ran it 50 yards for a TD with just 7 seconds left. DeLand led 30-15 at the break. On the opening kickoff in the third quarter, DeLand took that to the house to jump out 37-15 and then added 2 more scores to get the running clock started. Down 50-15.
Marcus Mitchell back in there in the pistol formation with Gonzalez. Fakes the handoff to Mitchell to the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Jordan Gales.
DeLand wins 58-23. Cross-country district Saturday. Both teams for both schools advance. Regionals are Friday. Soccer season kicks off this week. Pirate boys host Taylor tonight. Both FPC squads are on the road tomorrow. WNZF is your home for local sports with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the sports desk, I'm Mike Licio.